Welcome everybody to the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. This is where you show up each and every single week, like clockwork, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. This is where you tune in order to get that midweek pick-me-up. And so here's what I know. You probably got a lot of things going on in your life right now. You are trying to build a business. You're trying to build a career. You have family obligations that you got to take care of. Maybe perhaps right now it's summertime. You got some different adjustments you got to do with your schedule. And all in all, you're trying to balance all these things happen, and you are also trying to have progress and do some amazing things in your life. And so there needs to be a place that you can go, that you can allow somebody to pour into you, somebody who can speak into your life and be able to just share some insights and give you something that you can draw upon that's going to allow you to take your life to the next level. And I'm so grateful that you've allowed me to be that voice. And so I've got a message for you tonight. And of course, like I always say before we get started, just do me a quick favor and just go ahead and hit the share button, because I know that there's somebody that you're connected to that's going to be able to benefit from tonight's message. And so my question for you tonight is, what if they are right? What if it's true that life gives you exactly what it is that you asked for? And if that is true, let me ask you a question. Are you asking for enough out of life? And so I believe that many of us go through life, and sometimes we're a little afraid. We're scared to really ask what we want because we are afraid of being disappointed. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid of us having to show up in order to actually fulfill the big thing that we asked for. And so what happens is a lot of times we lower our expectations in life. We lower the things that we really want to make happen. And so the reason why I got inspired to deliver this message to you today is because of this. You know, just earlier this week, I headed over to a Chinese food sort of drive-through, a place called Panda Express. You may be familiar with them. They're in a lot of the malls and so forth. And so I went ahead and I ordered me some rice and some shrimp and so forth. And so I got up to the actual a window when it was time for me to actually pay for my order. And so the lady at the actual window handed me my order. And so she handed me over my order, which was rice and also some shrimp and some vegetables and so forth. And immediately I said to her, hey, could you do me a favor and could you give me some extra duck sauce? Because I love to put a little extra duck sauce on my rice. And so I said, could you do me a favor? Could you give me some extra duck sauce? And so literally I watched this. I witnessed this with my own two eyes. This lady picked up a handful of duck sauce, and then she allowed the majority of everything in her hand to fall back into the container. She opened up that sliding glass door, and she had the nerve to just hand me one duck sauce. Are you listening to this? I asked this lady, I said, can I get some more duck sauce? And she opened up, sliding the window right there, and stuck her hand in the basket, pulled out quite a bit of duck sauce, let it fall back into the basket, opened up the window, and handed me over one duck sauce. Now, needless to say, I was a tad bit agitated. Needless to say, I was like, what? So I didn't know whether to be angry or laugh, right? So I literally started laughing. And so she handed me the one duck sauce, and I bust out, I started laughing. And then so obviously by me laughing, I got her attention. And then so I said to her, I said, this is crazy. I said, are those duck sauces, are you guys running out of duck sauce or something? Is the duck sauce like, you know, a special commodity? Because I just asked you for some extra duck sauce and you just handed me one duck sauce. And I was taken back by her response. And so I said, why'd you just give me one duck sauce? And this is what she said to me with a straight face, and she was 100% serious. She said, you didn't tell me how many duck sauces you actually wanted. And she was dead serious. She said, I gave you one because you didn't tell me exactly how many that you wanted. And so I looked at her, I said, well, in that case, can I get 4 additional duck sauces? And so she handed me 4 additional duck sauces. And so I'm driving away and I'm headed home and I'm sort of laughing about it. But then another part of me is saying, wow, there's a lesson in this. And what I realized is that as ridiculous as I thought it was that this lady handed me just one duck sauce, you see, I wasn't specific in what it is that I wanted. In other words, I didn't say exactly what it is that I wanted. And so what I've come to realize is that life, just like this lady that I encountered at the drive-thru, just like that lady, life will give you exactly what it is that you want out of life. And so if you're not specific with life, then guess what? You may just, in fact, just get that one duck sauce from life. And so we got to learn to be more specific. We got to learn to ask for more. And so some of us are saying to ourselves, well, I want to make more money. What does that mean? So are you comfortable with making one additional dollar this year? Are you comfortable with making an additional $100 this year? What do you mean you want to make more money? Some of you are saying, I want to lose weight. Well, what does that mean? Are you comfortable with losing half a pound? I mean, how much weight do you actually want to lose? Some of you are saying, well, I just want to be happy. Well, what does it mean to be happy? Like, what exactly does that mean? You're talking about you want to be happy. What does that look like? And so what I realized is that when it comes to life, that you got to be literally, you have to be as specific as possible when you're making your request out of life, because life will give you exactly what it is that you asked for. You listen to me, I'm telling you, this lady taught me a very valuable lesson at that drive-thru. When I messed around and said, can I get some additional duck sauce? And she handed me one duck sauce. I'm telling you, she taught me a lesson. Next time, you better believe I will be specific, and I would say, I want 4 additional duck sauces. And so what I want you to think about is, what are some of the things that you're asking from life right now? What are some of the things that you want out of life? And my question for you is, are you asking big enough? First of all, are you asking for enough? I believe that many of us are not asking big enough. So do me a favor right now. For those of you who want more out of life, if you want more when it comes to your finances, you want more in your relationships, you want more when it comes to your health, you want more when it comes to to all the different aspects of your life, what I want you to realize is I want you to expand what it is that you're asking for. And so in other words, you got to ask for more. So do me a favor right now, for those of you who are tuning in right now via the live stream, put hashtag ask for more. Hashtag ask for more. If you know that you desire more in your life, if you know that you are entitled for more in your relationship, more in your finances, more in your health, more in all the things that you desire in your life, if you know that you deserve more out of life, I want you to go ahead and put hashtag ask for more, because I want you to become conditioned to not be general and casual about the things that you want out of life. You see, one of my mentors from back in the day, unfortunately, he's passed away, this gentleman by the name of Jim Rohn. Here's what he said. He said, if you're casual about the things that you want in life, then you will end up a casualty. So you cannot be casual about the things that you want to request in life. You listen to me, you need to be asking for more. You need to request more out of life. You need to say to yourself, don't say to yourself, I just want to make more money. You need to quantify exactly how much more money do you want to make. Don't just say to yourself, I want to lose weight. Exactly how much weight do you want to lose? I was on the phone a little earlier with a friend of mine, and she says, Andy, I said a thing that literally, she said, I put up $500 because I am making the commitment to lose 40 pounds at this specific date. Now that is a specific ask that she's making of herself. And so then when you make a specific ask of yourself, then it requires you to show up differently. And because she was specific about the things that she wanted, guess what? She's having to change her regimen. She said, Andy, I'm changing my eating habits. I'm starting to work out. I'm cutting out alcohol. I'm cutting out a whole bunch of the extra carbs, because she made a specific ask. And so I want you to start becoming conditioned to ask for more in life. Remember, I tell you this is what it says in my favorite book. Scripture says this: ask and it will be given to you. Ask and it will be given to you. Many of us don't have what we want because we did not ask. Listen, if you ask not, you have not. And so I want you to be thinking right now about the areas in your life in which you're feeling discontent, the areas in your life in which you're saying, you know, I just wish I could have a little bit more. And I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to make the commitment to ask for more. Listen, do me a favor. If you are making the commitment, if you are going to make the commitment with all the areas in your life to ask for more, if you haven't already done so, do me a favor and put hashtag ask for more, hashtag ask for more, because we want to start conditioning ourselves. We want to condition our minds. We want to condition ourselves to literally begin to train ourselves to literally make the request out of life for the things that we want. Now, here's the thing that I tell you this. You also want to be very careful about what it is that you ask for. Listen carefully. You want to be very mindful. You want to be careful about what it is that you ask for. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Here's what I tell you why. I'll never forget this. One of my friends was telling me, she said, Andy, she says, listen, I know this lady, she was a grandparent, and she said, every single time I talk to this lady, all she would ever say to me is, oh, I just want to live long enough so I could see my grandson graduate from high school. Oh, I just want to live long enough so I could see my grandson graduate from high school. Now, this lady is not, we're not talking about a lady that was extremely old. We're talking about a lady that was in her late 50s. And all she would ever say is, I just want to live long enough so that I could see my grandson graduate from high school. And she said, all I want to do is live long enough so I could literally see my grandson graduate from high school. Well, she said this for years upon years upon years. And so finally the time came and her grandson, her little baby boy, was finally graduated from high school, and she was about as proud as any grandma could be. She was sitting right there, couldn't wait to see her grandson cross that stage, and she was so happy to see her grandson graduate from high school. And literally 1 day later, the lady dropped dead of a heart attack. Now listen carefully, this is crazy, it is tragic, it is shocking, but I want you to understand, for years, this lady said, all I want to do is live long enough so I could see my grandson graduate from high school. Well, guess what? That's what she put out there. That's what she continued to say. And so life gave her exactly what it is that she asked for. She got to live just long enough so that she could see her grandson graduate from high school, and literally the next day she dropped dead. Are you listening to me? She dropped dead. And so that is a tragic thing, but it's a powerful lesson. Now, what I say to you is I need you to understand this, that life in many ways will give you exactly what it is that you ask for. That's where we get the expression, be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. And so I want you to start thinking about all the areas in your life, relationships, finances, right? Monetary, all the different areas in your life, when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your heart's desires. And I want you to be very intentional about being very specific about what it is that you want, because life will give you exactly what it is that you ask for. And depending on what you ask for, you may or may not be happy about the outcome. Now, I got some other things to share with you. Do me a favor right now. Do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the share button. Hit the share button. As a matter of fact, do me a quick favor. After you hit the share button, because I know that there's somebody needs to catch the end of this message. After you do the share button, just do me a quick favor so I know you shared the message. Put hashtag shared in the comment section, and that'll let me know that you went ahead and shared this message, because I know that there's somebody right now that's asking life for just a teeny bit. There's somebody right now that needs to expand their expectations. There's somebody right now that needs to raise the bar on what they're asking out of life and what they're asking from themselves. And so I am going to challenge that person to take things to the next level. And so one of the other things is that I love, and so I appreciate those of you who are sharing the message. I thank you so much, because I know that there's somebody that needs to share this and that needs to hear this. And listen carefully, life will in fact give you exactly what it is that you ask for. And so the question becomes, are you asking for enough out of life? You know what? I'll never ever forget this. One of my friends was talking to me, and my friend was saying to me, they said, Andy, listen, my friend said, Andy, I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you. I said, what happened? She said, listen, I got to talk to you. When I talk to you, you're going to know. But she says, I just had something happen to me at work, and I literally don't know if I'm going to end up going ahead and quitting my job, or if I'm going to go ahead and leave my job, because I need to talk to you. And so I said, okay, listen, no problem. Hey, give me a call in about 2 hours. I'll be able to chat. And so she said, you won't believe what happened. I said, what happened? She said, I was at work, and she said that somebody in the payroll department was trying to send a confidential email out. And in the process of sending out that confidential email, they accidentally sent the email out, instead of just to the department head, they sent the email out to the entire department. So everyone in the department received the email. I said, well, what was in the email? She said, well, the email was a payroll report. And she said, in the payroll report, it showed all the people who were in my department, and it actually showed exactly how much money they were making. And she said, well, I said, well, oh my gosh. I said, man, that's terrible for the person who accidentally sent that email. They're likely to go ahead and lose their job. She says, I know that's terrible. They're probably gonna lose their job. But she said, I'm gonna tell you what's really terrible. I said, what happened? She said, you're not gonna believe this. She said, there's 5 of us that work in the same department. She said, 5 of us have the exact same job description. 5 of us got hired within the exact same amount of months of each other. 5 of us have the exact same amount of qualifications. And she said, Andy, you won't believe this, but she said that all 5 of us were getting paid different amounts on the job. I said, well, wait a second here. You're all in the same department. You all work in the same job. You all have the same amount of experience. You all got hired around the same amount of time. And you're telling me that all 5 of you are literally getting paid something differently? I said, whoa, what's up with that? And she said, you're not going to believe this, but I spoke to somebody in the HR department, and I was like, yo, what happened here? How could we all be working in the same department, have the same amount of skill, and we all whatever? And they said, well, it all boils down to when you all got hired, you all asked for different amounts. And so we had a base pay that you are entitled to, but some of you were willing to ask for more. And we knew that there was a range for that particular position. So for those of you who are willing to ask that fell within the range, we gave you exactly what it is that you asked for. And guess what? My friend happened to be the one that just took the position and took the base pay, and she never asked for anything more. So as frustrated and as upset as she was, she got exactly what she asked for. She was willing to accept. When they looked at her during the interview and they said, this is what we offer, this is the base pay. Are you okay with this salary? She said yes. The other people who got interviewed said no. Actually, can I get $3,000 more? Can I get $5,000 more? Wait for it. Somebody on that list was making $12,000 more than everybody else on that list. Are you listening to me? Listen carefully. Life gives you what you ask for. And so you have not because you ask not. I'm going to say it one more time. Life gives you exactly what you ask for. And so you have not because you ask not. And if you don't ask for much, you won't get much. I'm going to say it one more time. If you don't ask for much, you will not get much. And so we've got to learn to be very careful about our languaging. We've got to learn to not position ourselves to play small. We got to learn to increase what it is that we ask for. And then when we don't ask for much out of life, we got to take some personal assessment and start wondering, why is it that I'm not asking for more? And so I personally believe that sometimes we don't want to ask for more out of life because we're afraid of falling short. We don't want to ask for more out of life because we're afraid of the fact of the responsibility that's on us. Listen, if you say to yourself right now, you know what, I want to make multiple 6 figures. If that's what you're asking out of life, guess what? There's some responsibility that's going to come with that. You're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have a business, or you're going to have to create enough value so that you have a kind of career that can pay that kind of money. But there's going to be some kind of responsibility on you. If you say, I want to become a best-selling author, well, guess what? There's going to be a responsibility on you to actually write the book. If you say to yourself that I want to be the best mother, the best father, the best husband, the best wife, there's going to be a responsibility on you to show up differently, to do the things that a wonderful mother, a wonderful wife, or whether a husband would do. The responsibility is going to fall on you. And so a lot of times we don't ask because of the fact that we are literally afraid. And so somebody said, listen, don't ask for a slice of bread when you can ask for the whole loaf. You listen to me? I remember one particular time I was at the gas station and I was pumping some gas, and I saw this guy at the gas station, and I could tell he was literally making his way over to me. I knew what was coming. I knew that he was, I seen the guy around before. I knew he was about to come over and ask me for some money. And so he was on his way. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation. Someone's on their way to ask you for money. You're already sort of debating in your mind, should I give them the money? Should I not give them the money? Do I have some money on me? And so he was on his way over to me. And so I knew I literally had some money in my pocket, some dollar bills, some fives, maybe some 20s or whatever. And I didn't know what I was going to give him. I knew at a minimum I was going to give him $1, right? So the guy comes over to me in the parking lot. And then so finally, sure enough, he walked by me once, he walked back again. And so this time I was like, all right, here we go. I know he's about to ask you something. And then so he looks at me, he goes, excuse me, sir, excuse me. I said, yeah, what's up? He said, listen, you got, do you have 50 cents to spare? Do you got 50 cents to spare? I'm just trying to save up a little money so I could go ahead and get on the bus. Now, I happen to have seen him before, so I know that that's part of his whole spiel, is that he's trying to save up money to get on the bus, when I know a lot of times he accumulates money and then he goes and buys some alcohol. But that's neither here or there. But what happened is he just came up to me and he was like, look, can I get 50 cents? Now, I was already ready, knowing that I could just dig in my pocket, pull out my wallet, and I knew that I was going to at least give him $1, right? $1, maybe 5, maybe even more. But he asked for 50 cents. So I want you to realize this. I'm pumping gas. This guy asked for 50 cents. So literally, because he was so specific on what he wanted, I opened up the car door and I went in my ashtray and I went digging for change. And so I found like 10 cents here, a nickel there. I found another 2 10-cents there, right? And so I'm literally finding enough change, some pennies and so forth. And I'm finding enough change so I could come up with the 50 cents to give this dude. I get enough change, 50 cents to give this dude. I hand him the 50 cents and this dude takes the 50 cents and he walks off. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, like literally, I would have given this guy $1 without a second hesitation. And not only that, it would have been more convenient for me to just give him the $1. But because he specifically asked for only 50 cents, guess what? That's exactly what it is that I gave him. And so my question is, what is it that you're specifically asking life for and that you are getting? And could you possibly increase the ask? In other words, where in your life are you only asking for 50 cents? Are you only asking for 50 cents in your relationships? Are you only asking for 50 cents in your health? Are you only asking for 50 cents when it comes to your business and your finances, in your career? What I'm saying to you is it is time for you to learn to ask for more. Ask for more out of life. Make a demand, make a request out of life. Put it out there. Raise your expectations. Listen, I'm telling you right now, you have to learn to raise your expectations. Do me a favor. If you are willing to make the commitment, if you're willing to make the commitment to raise your expectations in life, I'm talking about raising expectations in your relationship, raising the expectations when it comes to your business and your finances, raising the expectations when it comes to your health, raising the expectations when it comes to your goals and your dreams. If you're willing to raise the expectations in your life, I want you in the comment section, just put 1, just put the number 1. If you are committed to raising the expectations in your life, put the number 1 in the comment section. And that lets me know that you are willing to raise the expectations, because I believe that one of the first parts of raising the expectations is just making a commitment ourselves, right? That nobody's going to come in your life and demand more out of you in life. You got to make the request upon yourself. You got to raise the expectations on yourself in life. Nobody's going to come up and demand more out of you. You know, as a child, your parents can demand more out of you. But once you become an adult, you've got to put expectations on yourself. You have to raise the bar yourself. You got to raise your own expectations, right? And so what I'm asking you to do is, in every area in your life, I want you to examine your life, every area in your life, and I want you to make the commitment that you are going to raise the expectations. So do me a favor right now. If you are committed to raising the expectations in your life, go ahead and put the number 1. Put the number 1 in the comment section. Put the number 1 in the comment section. And that's just my way of knowing. Put the number 1 in the comment section. That's just my way of knowing that you are making the commitment. You are making the commitment to raise the expectations in your life. And I'm going to repeat this over and over and over and over again, because I need you to understand this. Life will give you exactly what it is that you ask for. It'll give you exactly what it is that you ask for. And so if you want more out of life, you got to learn to ask for more out of life. Okay. And so life is really, really funny. I'll never forget this. I don't know if any of you ever witnessed this story, but I remember many years ago, I'm taking you way back. This is many, many years ago. I remember seeing the story about Jim Carrey. Do you guys remember Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey is a famous comedian. He started off on In Living Color, and he's made so many great blockbuster movies, Dumb and Dumber, Mask. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, Pet Detective, and all these things, right? He's a comedic genius, right? Jim Carrey. And so I'll never forget this. He was on the Oprah Winfrey Show. I think this was all the way back in like 1997. And so he's sitting on the couch, he's being interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. And then he talks about with Oprah Winfrey, how he used to go and park his car and sort of visualize the possibilities for him in Hollywood. He would visualize certain people saying great things to him and commending him on his work and great stuff. And he said that one day he decided to write a check to himself for $10 million. He said he wrote a check to himself for $10 million. And in the memo section, he put for acting services rendered. He wrote a check for $10 million to put acting services rendered. And he set the date for something like about 5 years off. And so he kept that little check in his wallet. And so over the years, the check would begin to deteriorate. Over the years, the check would begin to tear, but he always kept it in his wallet, and he just continued to do the work. He continued to work on his craft. He continued to seek out opportunities. He continued to go after roles. He continued to work. And he said that literally it was about 5 years, literally 5 years later, very close to the date that he put on the check, he got the phone call. They wanted him to go ahead and film Dumb and Dumber, and they offered him, guess how much? $10 million. Let me tell you something. That is insane. He made an ask out of life, and life gave him exactly what he asked for. Now, I don't want you to get confused with anything. I'm not telling you that you can just make an ask out of life and that it's not going to require any responsibility out of you, and that it's not going to require that you actually take some action. It's going to require that you take some action. It's going to require that you keep the vision in front of you. It's going to require that you get some assistance. It's going to require that you stretch and that you grow. But what I'm saying is at least make the ask. You see, when Jim Carrey picked up that pen and he wrote that check to himself for $10 million, he was making the ask. That's what he was doing. He was making the ask. And what I'm telling you to do is, I'm telling you to make the ask out of life. I'm asking you to ask for more. Do me a favor right now. If you've been getting some value from this message, do me a favor right now, this minute, especially for those of you who just jumped in, go ahead and hit the share button. Hit the share button, because I know that there's somebody who needs to catch the tail end of this message. We're about to land the plane, but there's somebody who needs to catch the tail end of this message. And just that little tail piece of this message is going to make an impact and help them to create a shift in their life. And so I asked you this question up front. I asked you this before, and I'm going to ask you again. What if it's true? What if life gives you exactly what it is that you asked for? When you examine your own life and you look at your relationships, you look at your finances, you think about your goals and your dreams, you think about your health, you think about your spirituality, all the areas in your life, are you asking for enough? Are you asking for enough out of life? And so one of the things I'm telling you, and I'm asking you right now, and do me a favor, even if you put this before, I'm asking you to ask for more. Condition yourself to ask for more. Condition yourself to ask for more. One of the things that I literally always do, one of the things I do when I'm negotiating, I have a 7-word phrase that I always like to ask. And one of the things I always ask is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can do? And the reason why I ask that is because that is my way of finding out is if there is some more things that I can get, some more things that I can negotiate. What I'm doing is I'm trying to see if there's any way that I can increase the ask. And so we've got to learn to literally ask for more. So put it right now, hashtag ask for more, hashtag ask for more. We've got to condition ourselves to ask for more, because when you learn to ask for more, things begin to shift in your finances. When you ask for more, things begin to shift in your relationships. When you ask for more, things begin to shift in your health. When you ask for more, things begin to shift when it comes to your spirituality. We need to ask for more. Listen carefully. Ask, and it will be given to you. You have not because you ask not. And so what I'm hoping is that from this moment on, that you're going to get seriously serious about raising your expectations in life, that you're going to get serious about asking for more out of life. understanding that whatever you ask from life, life will deliver to you. And so if you don't like what you have received so far out of life, I'm challenging you to hashtag ask for more, ask for more. And so catch yourself, monitor the things that you're asking out of life, monitor the things that you're asking in negotiations, monitor the things that you're asking of yourself. And what I'm asking you to do is be very mindful of when you put out a very small ask and say, wait a second here, wait a second. I tuned in on the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream with Andy Henriquez, and he said, I got to ask for more. So wait a second, where am I playing it small here? I'm not just going to say I want more money. How much more money do I want? I'm not going to just say I want to lose weight. How much weight do you want to lose? I'm not just going to say I want to be happy. What exactly does that look for? Be as specific as possible, because life will give you exactly what you asked for. Exactly what you asked for. Well, listen, I am so excited that you decided to tune in and join me for the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. So do me a quick favor before we close this thing out. Two things I want you to do. Number one, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button, because I know that there's somebody you're connected to that will literally be impacted and blessed by listening to this message. Now, here's the other thing I know. There's chances are that you probably have a great story, a great message that you want to share. One of the things that you'll notice is when I deliver these messages on Thursdays, a lot of times when I'm delivering these messages, I am including stories. And the reason why I include stories is because I believe that stories are just a really powerful way for us to be able to connect with people and be able to create an impact in people's lives. And so one of the things that I would really love to do is invite you to join me for a free training that I'm going to be conducting. I'm conducting a training where I'm going to be sharing the number one strategy that you can use in order to get people to connect with your story. And so why would you want to do that? That would be if, let's say, perhaps that you are an entrepreneur and you're looking to get more people to connect with you so that you can enroll them into your products and your services. That would be for the person who is an author, and maybe you want to be able to get people to connect to the message in your book so you can sell more of your books. This will be for the person who is a speaker or a coach, and you're out there getting your message out, but you want to be more impactful when you get your message out, and you want to figure out how can you better connect with people, where I'm going to be doing a free live stream training on July 11th at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. However, you must register in order to participate. And so here's all that you have to do. You want to head over to sufyltv.com. So that basically stands for showupforyourlifetv.com. So you can either type out showupforyourlifetv.com, or you can take this shortcut, go to sufyltv.com, and you will see where you can go ahead and register to join me for this free training, where I'm going to be sharing the number one strategy to get your audience, your customers, and your clients to be able to connect with your story so that you have more influence and so that you can sell more of your products and more of your services, so that you can have more impact when you're addressing an audience. And so most importantly, so you can elevate and scale your brand and take your message to an entirely different level. And so once again, if you'd love to join me for this training, once again, I'm going to be sharing the number one strategy to get your audience to connect with your story, with your message. All you're going to do is head on over to showupforyourlifetv.com, showupforyourlifetv.com, or you can head over and use the shortcut, sufyltv.com, and register so that you can join me on July 11th at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Hey, listen, if you got something scheduled already for that time, no worries, register anyway, because by you registering, you will get access to the replay. And I assure you, this strategy that I'm going to share with you, if you implement this strategy, I know personally, listen what I know that it's going to help you to be able to produce much greater results. So if you're already speaking, you're already coaching, and you want to get better results, you want to strengthen your message, then you do not want to miss this live stream training. Or if you are a speaker and a coach and you want to take your message to the next level, you do not want to miss what I'm going to be sharing in this training. This is a powerful strategy that I share with my high income paying customers and clients, when I share with my one-on-one coaching clients, executives, and individuals that I work with that pay thousands of dollars. This is one of the strategies that I teach them, and I want to share that with you. So make sure that you go to sufyltv.com, showupforyourlifetv.com, so that you can join me for the training. So one more time, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I asked you this at the beginning of the message. Listen, what if it's true that you get exactly what it is that you asked for out of life? And if it is true, then the question is, are you asking for enough? And so I want to remind you that if you don't ask for much, you don't get much. And life will give you exactly what it is that you asked for. And so I need you to ask for more. I need you to demand more out of life. Because if you do that, then everything begins to shift. Everything begins to change. And so I want to thank all of you, like always, for joining me on the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. Listen, as we sign out, I just want to give a shout out to a couple of people before I go ahead and talk to the people who are tuning in right now via the conference call line. Let me give a shout out to Alexander Proctor. Alex, man, good to see you, man. Good to see you out there. Shout out to Mona Johnson. Good to see you. Shout out to Roxanne Chung. I see you, Roxanne. Shout out to Marie. Good to see you. Shout out to Monique. Shout out to Kimberly, to Nidra, to Roz, to Danny. Oh my goodness. Shout out to all of you. If I didn't say your name real quick, just do me a quick favor. Go ahead and type something real quick in the comment section so I could give you a shout out. But you know what? Maybe we'll just end this with people just putting hashtag ask for more, hashtag ask for more. Let's go ahead and sign off like that. And so as we wrap up this call and I sign out, I just want to thank all of you for tuning in on the Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. Listen, as you sign out, just do me a favor one more time, put those fingers on the keyboard and put hashtag ask for more, hashtag ask for more, because somebody's going to tune in on the tail end and look in the comment section and see all those ask for more. And they're just going to be like, what does that mean? But hopefully it's going to inspire them to want to ask for more out of life, to understand that life gives you exactly what it is that you ask for. Life will give you exactly what it is that you ask for. And so hopefully we can inspire and encourage people to ask for some more things out of life. And so I'm hoping that whatever you're doing right now in your life, that you are willing to ask for more. And of course, we are going to sign off. Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to Alexander. Ask for more, ask for more, ask for more. Hashtag ask for more. And so one more time, don't forget, if you want to join me for the training that I'm going to be doing on July 11th, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, you're going to head over to showupforyourlifetv.com, showupforyourlifetv.com, or you can go to SUFYLTV.com, which stands for showupforyourlifetv.com. Either one will get you there. If you want a shortcut, you can put in SUFYLTV.com. Make sure you register. It is a free training, but you do have to register to participate. And so one more time, family, I thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me on a Thursday night Show Up for Your Life motivational live stream. I love you. I'll catch you same time, same place next week. Thank you so much. God bless. All right, all right, all right. All right, Lewis, we just wrapped up. Yes, indeed, man.